Hi, let's talk about a couple of things. Mainly like ADHD, info dumping, attachment style, blah, blah, blah. So I have ADHD with hyperactivity. In females, that generally means we overthink. There is an 8 to 10 lane highway with tons of traffic constantly going through my head. And most of the time, I want it to be a 2 lane highway at 2 a.m. in the middle of nowhere. But that's not what I get. Now, when I was diagnosed with ADHD, I thought I would get the autism diagnosis as well. I did not. What I was told by the neuroscientist was that ADHD and autism run on these lines that are very, very close together. And they intersect in so many spaces. So a lot of us might have ADHD and think we're autistic. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. I have anxious attachment style. Been abandoned a lot in my life. And my pattern recognition is a blessing and a curse. Like, I notice things. I notice things like if somebody says, "Good morning, beautiful," one day with exclamation points, and the next day it's just "good morning." No period, no beautiful, no exclamation points. That's logged. And it's like, okay, what happened? What did I do? Because change. If texting goes from a bunch, like 80% down to 20, I'm noticing that. And I'm scrambling. What did I do? What did I do? Now, something ADHD people do and autistic people do that I think the neurotypicals have a lot of issues with is the info dump. Now I can't really speak for all neurodivergents because I don't know a whole lot of them, but I know that anytime an autistic person or somebody with ADHD has done an info dump on me, I'm excited because when one of us, or at least me and the people I've come across who do this, when they info dump, they're excited. There is passion in the air. There is this great vibe coming off of them. And I know that every time I see that person, they're going to be happy to see me. Because the reason why they did the info dump in the first place was because they liked me. Whether it was a kid feeling like I was a person that they could talk to about that and would talk to me about every time they saw me. Like they were comfortable with me. They felt like this is a person I can talk to. This is one of my people. I know when I do an info dump, there's a percentage of me that is excited and doesn't know what to do with myself, and I feel like I must share. And some people call the info dump oversharing. But you got to understand, when somebody does the info dump, most likely they're comfortable with you. Most likely they're excited about you. Did I say nervous? They just want that connection. And so here comes the info dump. And we hate ourselves. Or at least I hate myself when that happens and then the pattern changes. Because I'm like, I should have said less. And something that's really, really hard for me, given my past, I don't know if it's the complex PTSD or the ADHD or the anxious attachment. I don't know. But I hate myself for doing it. For not, I hate that I can't say less. That I can't, that things have background and alternate things that need to be said about it, because like I said, 8 to 10 lanes in this brain. I hate it when I have to interrupt and say something that's in my head, and the person I'm telling it to has no idea how it relates to what they've just said. And they look at me like, I don't want to say the R word. Like, I will definitely call myself the R word, but I would never say the R word to somebody who is actually disabled in any way. But technically, I am the R word because I am disabled in a certain kind of way. I am neurodivergent. My brain is not wired right. I am maladapted to society. I feel like an alien. I feel like I have bad code written in my computing software. And when I see a shift in pattern, I start scrambling like, oh, what did I do? Okay, I better say I'm sorry for whatever I think I might have done. I sent a text earlier today. I'm sorry if I overtook the conversation last night, just from talking to somebody on the phone. Because I try to be mindful. I do try. But I don't know if it's the ADHD or what, but I'll just get going. And I really, really try to catch when somebody's trying to interject. I really, really try to give a pause. I really, really try to get to the point. It's just really, really hard. The amount of overthinking trying to figure out where I screwed up because I felt like something might go somewhere. Or this might be a new friend. And even though I consider myself to be more of a cat in a lot of ways, my energy can come off like a dog's, that I get excited. And when I get excited, it's too much. And I don't really get that from when I do happen to meet somebody who is definitely autistic. Somebody who I know has ADHD and struggles as I struggle. I don't feel that. Like when they do their thing, I'm invested. I'm feeling the passion. I'm feeling the excitement. I am feeding on that. And I consider myself lucky to get that from them. And I don't think a lot of the neurotypicals understand that, yes, you might be annoyed, but and maybe you shouldn't feel like, oh, I've been granted a gift. But I think it would be nice if they understood that when we do something like that, when we info dump, when we get super excited and super involved and it's hard to get a word in edgewise, we like you. We are showing that we like you. At least that's my understanding of it. I cannot speak for every neurodivergent because, like I said, I don't know a whole lot of us. Because if I did, I'd have more friends. Other than people who just accept me the way that I am and just deal with me. But anyway, there's all that. Bye, ya.